Yo, what is going on? It is Wednesday, December 3rd, 12:52 p.m. And today I didn't take a trade, but I should have, and I'll explain the reason why, but let's get into it. So this is the trade that I would have taken. As you can see, it would have gotten smoked. But before we get into that, let's talk about the day. So coming into the day, I did have a pretty bullish bias until right here, 9 o'clock, where we just fucking dumped. I believe this was like some AI news that came out, and it just caused a fucking avalanche downpour. So then from there, these equal lows became my job because at open, like right before open, you can see, hold up, let me get a little bit of ES pulled up too so that we can be locked in with one another. Okay. So ES had taken these, as you can see. All right, so right before open, we started trending back up, and I'm like, perfect. We're probably gonna hit equilibrium of this range, and then continue down, or we're just gonna hit like a 5 minute, like one of these, like this 5 minute or something in this leg that we left. Anything, whether it's the 15, the 5, the anything, literally the anything, and then continue lower. Correct. However, we just chopped. We just fucking chopped. Nothing in here was an enticing play. Look at all this chop. Yeah, this was an inverse, but what is it? Oh no, this is pre-market. So let's go in the market open. So boom, market open, undecided. We come up, no inverse, down, up, down, chop. We leave equal highs. I believe we SMT'd too. No, we did. Yeah, we did have an SMT, but no inverse to take to these equal highs. I believe there was a 30-second in here, possibly. But as we know, yeah, there was a 30-second. If I even take this 30-second, I definitely limit order that so it would have even gotten filled. But yeah, we were SMT'd with that 30-second, plays out to those equal highs, and then we run higher. And we even created data high because we had 10 a.m. news as well. So we created data high, we run that data high, and I'm like, perfect. Data low is going to be set up. We still have those sell side below. We're going to hit equilibrium, and we're going to get an inverse off of this down. Okay, so as you see, we leave behind this 1 minute, but this 1 minute to me just it didn't scream like, it just, yeah, something about it just didn't catch my eye because it was also a 2 minute, but then the 2 minute didn't close on time, and then I was like, all right, just gonna wait for the lower 2 minute. Maybe this might have actually been a 3 minute, right? That's what it was. I waited on the 3 minute. That's what it was. It wasn't the 1 minute. It was the fucking 3 minute. So I waited on the 3 minute. As you can see, the 3 minute never got. Sorry, my memory be faded. But yeah, I waited on the 3 minute. So then I was waiting on this 3 minute gap to form. I mean, inverse, and we never got the inverse here. As you can see, we trended back up. When we trended back up, we still had an SMT. So then we SMT on the inside right here. Right here, as you can see, ES went above right here, and I was willing to take this 100%. However, why didn't I take this? The exact fucking time is when I had to go do some shit at work. But guess what it did today? It actually saved me. So I had like, okay, so 9:30 to 11 is what, an hour and a half. I had 10 minutes of the session where I could not trade, and I called it. I texted my boy Eli. I was like, bro, I have a feeling today the play is gonna happen exactly when I cannot be on the charts, which is 10:28 to about 10:38, 10:35 range if I'm lucky. When does this inverse? 10:30. I waited till 10:29 too. I gave it an extra minute. And yeah, it just, as you can see, it inverse to the tick. I'm not taking that. I want to see an actual inverse. So yeah. Actually having to go to work, work saved me today from this L. Now, would I have even taken this L for real? Okay, so boom, we closed down there. I set my limit, right? I see myself setting a limit. I feel as though I would have canceled the limit once we ran this far. Let me see. Maybe not. And then we leave. Are these equal lows? These are relative equal lows. Yeah, I probably would have canceled my limit once we got down this low. But that's in hindsight. I don't know what truly could have happened. So essentially, having to work today actually saved me. But I'm very pissed that it had, like, the setup. I called that shit, that it would fucking happen the exact fucking time that I couldn't be on the charts. The one setup of AM that I would have taken. And then I just waited on something else to happen. But a lot of just up and down movement, bro. No clear. Inverse is getting disrespected, shit like that. Yeah. So there was nothing really more that I could have even really traded. There was. Didn't we like rebalance a 5 or some shit over this? This is what it was. It was another 3-minute play right here that I was really contemplating taking. It was this 3-minute right here. Probably would have just done data high or midnight open, and it would have played out. So another forward test that would have played out. SMT at the low. Yeah, I remember this now. SMT at the low. Good displacement. Good displacing 3-minute. Stops. Probably would have done a stop right here, to be honest. And then ran it to wherever account passed is, which realistically would have been like right here. Were these equal highs? Are we serious? I didn't take this? Oh. We had just inversed this 5-minute to the downside is what it was. So we had just inversed this 5-minute to the downside. Did we? I know we had inversed something to the downside. Oh my gosh, I'm looking all the way over there. So yeah, we had just inversed the 5-minute to the downside. Did we not? Wait. We didn't invert. Are we serious? Dog, now that I go back and look at it, I mean, we had inversed all of these, but we still respected. Why didn't I take this? Damn. That 5 technically got respect. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. We closed. Oh, yeah, we did inverse it to the downside. That's why I didn't take this. That's what it was. 5 had just got inverse to the downside, and we had just seen this 3-minute fail. Like, we had just inversed all of these down, and then we inversed back up. So, yeah. And then we almost inversed down. Yeah, that's why I didn't take it. Then I was actually willing to trade PM today. And this would have been my setup. I don't know why I didn't take this. I forward tested it, and it banked. Would have been really scary, though, as you can see, we almost got tagged out. But there was an external SMT with all the way the fuck up here, data high, which was the end of my, like, data high was my draw for PM. However, since we were SMT'd, I wasn't too fond of it. Like, I wasn't too crazy on it. But yeah, we had that high, and then I believe we even had like an internal SMT. I want to say we had an internal. No, we didn't. We just had that SMT with good displacement on the 1-minute gap. And we had 2 sets of equal lows below. I honestly, I'm not familiar with PM, so I just forward tested it. But definitely something that I would have taken during AM, and it played out. So a couple of different forward tests. Again, another one of those days that play out that I don't enter on. I need to just start ripping these. However, this one wasn't too fun because we did just inverse the 5-minute to the downside. There's no way this was 11:55. Oh, right here. 10. Wait, no, there's no way I was on at 11:55. No, there's no way this was the trade. It was another 3-minute. I'm so sorry. It was this 3-minute to the hourly. So everything that I said about this 3-minute and wasted your fucking time, I apologize. Because that wasn't even the 3-minute I was talking about. That's why I was so fucking confused on it. Alright, what do we have here? Why didn't I take this 3-minute? I think this one had just... It was this fucking 3-minute to this hourly, bro. That's why I sounded so fucking confused and was... Damn. I just made up a lot of bullshit. It was this 3-minute. Similar setup, though. If we take a look, we had just inversed the 5 to the downside right here. And then, yeah. So we had just inversed the 5 up, and then we come down, leave a new 5, and then we, yeah. It just wasn't pretty. Because we disrespected shit. Yeah. It just was not a pretty day. So, not mad at staying out, but honestly, could have taken this PM trade for certain. 100% next time, I just need to pull the trigger on something like this. But yeah, still 2 out of 3 days I traded this week. I'm up at the end of the week. I want to try it. We have 2 more days with 2. Oh, cancel. Unemployment claims tomorrow, and then 10 a.m. news, 10 a.m. rent voters, PCE, UOM, and UOM on Friday. Hoping to finish off this account tomorrow, and then bang out the top steps at least to 1,200 around over $1,000 on the top steps this week. So let's get to it. Yeah, definitely need to pull the trigger on something like this, but it's good that I am recognizing it at least. Just getting my market knowledge. But yeah, that's about all that I've got. So I'll see you mañana after I smack a fucking banger. Take care. Very shitty day.